Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Maybe you'll subscribe if you like the content. I hope that you do. I don't get paid for YouTube. I just like to watch the numbers grow. If you are regular, welcome back. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Today I want to talk about a subject that a lot of you have asked me to do a video on, and I keep saying in my videos that one day I will, one day I will. I'm not saying that today is the day that I will, but I am going to say this. Today I'm going to talk about shadow work and self-reflection. One of the reasons I'm not going to get into talking about shadow work or going down that rabbit hole about shadow work is because I think it's different for everybody. It's just different for everybody. Not only what you see is that different, but how you react is different. How you think about shadow work is different. How you work with shadow work, everybody has their own way of working with shadow work. So, but I'm going to share this with you. I think that today is the day I want to share this with you. The shadow work and self-reflection. Because I do believe that shadow work has a lot to do with self-reflection. And when I talk about self-reflection, I'm talking about literally looking at yourself. And if that means looking at yourself in a mirror, which is a fabulous form of self-reflection work, um, then that's what I'm talking about. Looking at yourself in the mirror is really hard, first of all, when you're going, you know, you react this way, and why do you react that? Sorry, I was looking at a cardinal almost landed on my window out there. You react this way when this happens. Why do you do that? Why do you act this way? Why do you do that? Why do you this? Why that? Why that? And but it's not just talking to yourself in the mirror. It's answering yourself. It's owning your responsibility, owning the responsibility of who you are, yourself. Um, and I think it's really important. First, let me just say in my disclaimer that I'm just talking about me and how I deal with things. Um, so that's what my videos are about. There's no law. What I'm giving you is not law. It's not my law. It's not anybody's law. It's just my law. Some I have learned through books, mostly through mentors of mine, teachers of mine, and but mostly um, mostly about my own work. And so for me, the shadow work, first, shadow isn't, when I say shadow, because I've had this, I've heard this, isn't that scary? Ooh, shadows, that's spooky, that's dark, that's it, it's all this stuff. Okay. If you go outside when it's sunny and you block the sun, oh look, see, look at there. See my handprint on my face? That's a shadow. Is that scary? I mean, no, it's my shadow. It's a shadow. See the shadows of everything? They're just shadows. It's a shadow. It's a reflection. It's a dark reflection of what that item is or what that person is. But it doesn't mean that dark shadow is a reflection of me. However, there are dark aspects that I have which could be trauma related. And again, if I am not going again down that rabbit hole with serious traumatic events that have happened to you, to me, to anyone. That is something that, maybe therapy, medical community, something like that you would need to discuss that with. These are more mundane kind of things like, I don't know, road rage, or somebody said something to you you know, um, and you took it personally, and, um, their opinion and blah, 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 all that stuff. Sort of this mundane kind of thing. However, you do have to stop and think. Ask yourself, get in front of the mirror and go, okay, so today I'm pulling out of the parking lot and this car, pulled right in front of me. And I had to put on the brakes. And so, and it made me so mad. You know, it scared me, but it made me mad. And instead of going, okay, several things here. Maybe, just maybe, and I'm not saying that this was a responsible thing. Maybe they just didn't see you. Is that irresponsible? I mean, it could be. They were in a hurry and they just didn't look good enough. You know, maybe that happened. But maybe honestly, sincerely, maybe the light was coming in a certain way. Maybe for whatever, they just didn't see you. Maybe your car blended into everything. You know, we don't know. We just know that they pulled in front of you and it made you mad. It scared you, and so then, instead of going, man, you know, whew, I'm so grateful that they didn't hit me. I'm so grateful that they're okay. I'm so grateful that I'm okay. I'm grateful that we didn't have an accident. I'm grateful, blah blah blah. No, we're going to carry on all day. We're going to tell every single person that we know that we run into about this idiot who pulled out in front of us and we had to, you know, put on our brake. Like, what a jerk. So that right there, where, not just because it was a reaction, I do it still, you know? Do I blow my horn? I mean, sometimes, but not often. um, but the thing is to look at the grateful side of that first. I'm grateful that this didn't happen. And then to ask yourself, why did I get so worked up? Now, well, because it happened and it scared me and it could have been. All right, I get that part. Why are you holding on to it all day? Why do you feel the need to tell every single person that you run into today, your coworkers, your friends, your family, about this incident? You hold it all day long. All day long, you hold this anger. And meanwhile, that person maybe, I'm saying maybe, I'm not giving them a break. I'm just saying maybe they didn't, maybe they're already home, got their, you know, they're kicked back in the recliner with a glass of wine reading a good book because they really didn't know that they cut you off. Maybe they just really didn't know that for whatever reason. They didn't know that. And here you are ranting and raving about it all day long. So then that's a reflection of you. Um, where did that rage come from? What, not where it came from, but why do you feel compelled to talk to every single person you can about that person? Because it makes, you know, is that making you feel better about yourself and more disrespect to that person that, you know, that cut you off? Because that person doesn't know that you are disrespecting them. That person doesn't know that you held this anger all day long, like I said. Now, it could be that person was a jerk and they don't care. Start pulling out, dude. You better slow down. Okay. That is on them. Like, that is on them. You can be angry and upset for that moment, but if you continue to hold it and to let the rage just keep on going, it's not doing you any good. And so that becomes a shadow thing that you need to work on. So I read something once that said you should work on shadow the way that you work on gratitude every day. Now, some people go, I don't work on gratitude every day. Okay, well, if you have a loved one, if you you know, you have a significant other, um, you know, do you love them? I mean, are you grateful that they're in your life? You have a child, are you grateful? Do you have a pet? Are you grateful? I'm a huge outdoor naturey kind of person. I am grateful. Let me tell you, I am grateful. So that isn't something that I have to work on. I am grateful. I love that. I look forward to going outside, and we live back in the woods, and I look forward to going out, seeing what new plant come up, you know, has come up, looking at the critters, the wild critters and all of that. I mean, right now it's incredibly great out. You know, this is what we have, summer solstice coming up in another couple weeks, I think, and we have got baby bunnies, we've got baby deer, we have baby birds. We just have the songbirds are out. We feed the squirrels, the birds. My flower garden is huge. The bees, the butterflies, hummers. I mean, it's just incredible. I am so grateful for that. I cannot even, it's more than me just going, oh, I'm just so grateful. It's not, it's not like saying that. I can't tell you. It is a feeling. It is a feeling of complete healing. It is that right there. That was shadow healing right there. Just me telling you that was a type of shadow healing. So that's what we need to do is we need to start owning and recognizing when we have these little outbursts of shadows, whether it's I'm introverted, I'm shy, I'm out there. Sometimes that's shadow, and you know, and so I went through this period of like just being really, I was full of self-doubt in my teaching, in my work, and everything. There was a lot of jealousy and envy, a lot of jealousy and a lot of envious people. There were, you know, I have a look. I've got, I got a cult of haters. Okay, I've got a cult of haters, cultivators. That's funny. Cult of haters. Um, and for whatever reason, I don't know. Is it because I knew more than you, but you came and took my class and now you're, you know, this and I mean, I never I just I try I do try my best to say this is not my law. I'm not the guru, you know. I'm passing on information as I've learned it because I want the word to get out. You know, I want you to learn. If you want to learn this, I want you to learn. I don't know everything. In fact, I would like to say I don't know anything, but I do know some stuff. But I take courses all the time. I'm in the book all day long. I'm online. I'm taking courses. I'm learning. I have mentors that are still, even though I've finished their course, are still willing to answer questions and things like that. That's huge for me. That is a grateful. That is a shadow healing right there. Every time I think that I'm grateful for something, that I feel grateful for something, I try to go, that right there is a shadow healing. That was a shadow healing. So today, I want to talk, and again, you know, and I'm not saying that there aren't things that we can't just go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm grateful for this, but this happened in my past. You know, I get that. I mean, there are some things that need a licensed medical kind of mindset kind of person to handle those situations. So I'm really more just talking about daily life, you know, things, and asking the question, you know, why am I this? Why am I that? I think now I'm probably more, um, I'm probably more about giving, telling you my truth, um, without sugarcoating than maybe I should. And I feel like sometimes that shadow. You know, it's almost like a fear of you're not taking that away from me. I'm not going to conform because you're going to get your feelings hurt. I don't come out and just go, "Hey, look, you did this and blah blah blah." You know, I don't think I do that anyway. But I know I can be harsh. I mean, I can be harsh, but it's not an intended harsh. But that right there is if I'm saying that, I know I can be, that that needs work. I don't want to be harsh. You know, I don't want to go, look, I told you, blah, blah, I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to go, you know, next time I'm not going to be fake either. So there's a compromise, there's a balance, and there's a balance in everything. So one of the things that I do for my self-reflection, my shadow work and my self-reflection, is some spell work. And that is what I want to do today, and I want to share that with you today. And it's really interesting that this happened, and this is kind of moving in on this topic of what I want to do. There was a So I like to use these candles. Okay, these are a lot of times called reversible candles, and they're also called a double action candle as well. Now they come in different colors. Sometimes it's if it's white over black, red over black, green over black, or it could be just the opposite. It could be black over white, black over red, black over green, black over yellow, whatever colors. We got these in last week, I think it was, 2 weeks ago at the store. And we got several colors, but the white over black, it hit me what I wanted to do with it. And however, when I work with double action or reversible candles, me personally, depends on the situation, but personally, I prefer to work my double colored candles. I prefer the black to be on top and then your color below. But these didn't come, the white, and I needed the white for this thing that I had in mind. They didn't have black over white. They just had white over black. So I knew I knew of this thing called butting, 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 and your tapers. And so I was like, I have done something similar, but I've never actually done it on a reversible or a double action candle. And it was just something similar that I did. So so what was interesting was I had one of my mentors who is a conjurman, root worker, and I wanted to know, I said, I have seen these candles and they do this thing called butting. And what that is, I'm sorry, I didn't bring my knife up here. What they do is they literally, I hope you can see this. Oh, I'll put on my black shirt. Now you can see it. The point of the candle, where the wick is, they literally cut that off and make this flat. And then they reverse it upside down, and then they take their knife. The wick goes all the way through, by the way. Then they take this, and not way down here, but just here, they'll whittle the end of the flat part of the candle, and then I'm just going to use this one to show you, and make a point. All right, so they take the flat there, see the wick right there of this one? This is a small taper. So this would be this end. So there's the wick. And then they just take and they whittle it, leaving the wick, and then this becomes the point of the candle. Becomes the point of the candle. All right. So I wanted to know more about that. You know, I just wanted to know more about that. And it was explained to me, and I trust this man. And so I said, okay. So I decided to go with this. There's a particular reason why. And the white And it didn't matter to me at that point that it was white over black, even though, like I said, I prefer black over white, because I'm going to do a budding on it, and I'm going to cut this point off and make this the flat end, and then I'm going to whittle this and make that the point. So then the candle is going to look like this, black over white. All right, I had someone tell me that they thought that was a waste of a good candle. And that right there, I didn't say anything. I just at that point knew that perhaps maybe they didn't know what my intentions were with it, why I would do that. Why would I wasn't wasting the candle. I mean, I don't know why they would say that, wasting a perfectly good candle. If it was because they were worried about, well, you're wasting the wax. If you burn the candle this way, you're wasting the wax. Is it because this was going to take time? I live by that word, work. I work every day. I work my practice. I work, I teach, I work. I'm not afraid of the word work. So it just sort of, came to my mind that by doing this, by whittling this down, this end down, cutting this off and whittling this end down to a point, doing that work, it was like, I can't wait to do that work. That is intentional part of my work. I want to do that. So a waste of a perfectly good candle was like, what are you talking about? So anyway, but I'm not going to show you with this candle. Ha. So, which is why I brought up this candle, which is orange. Pretend like it's two-toned, okay? Let's just pretend like it's two-toned. And let's pretend that the point was here. This was the point. And let's pretend that I cut that off and made it flat. And let's pretend that I flipped it over and I whittled a point, okay? And we're pretending. So this is my candle, and now it's black on top and orange on the bottom. Okay, we'll go with those colors. But it's black on top and now it's orange on the bottom. All right, so I have what I wanted to do. I have a bowl. It's black. I wanted black. However, it doesn't matter what color the bowl is, because honestly, it doesn't. Because that is just the vessel that's going to hold what it is that I'm going to do. I prefer black because of the energy. However, I am the energy. I'm going to give my work its work. I'm going to will what I need it to do for me. The other thing was I needed a mirror. I have a mirror. I can't find it. It goes in the bottom of my bowl. So I can't find it. And I really want the mirror, because the mirror pushes out. It reflects. So if you're doing something for reversing or for protection or any kind of thing like that, it deflects. So if something's coming, it hits that mirror and woo, it goes away. But a mirror also pushes out that manifestation if you're trying to manifest or whatever. It can work either way, however you intend it to be. Well, I didn't have the little mirror. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So I go into my bathroom and I have this mirror. So what I'm going to do is lay this mirror flat, and I'm going to lay my bowl, I'm going to set my bowl on top of it, because in essence it's still kind of doing the same thing, right? It's still, my bowl is sitting on there and it's still amplifying the energy of what I put in this bowl, and it's sending it out. All right, sending it out. Now, before I tell you what we're going to do with the pretend double action candle, before we do that, as I was thinking about a waste of a good candle, when I was thinking about that, my mind starts going as it does. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. I don't understand what you mean by, the waste of a good candle. It just didn't make sense to me because, unless the person doesn't want to get that involved in the working. So today, when I get ready to do this video, I was like, how about, what if I use votives? What if I use votives? Would that be a waste? Because now I'm using 2 candles instead of just one. Yeah, that might be a waste. I don't know. And then I thought, well, what about tea lights? I could use tea lights. And the thing about tea lights that I really liked was that I use tea lights a lot because these are more of a quick magic because they burn maybe 2 hours if you're lucky. But what I like about them is you can draw your sigils, whatever on the bottom of the tea light, and then you can write your intention around the edge in like a Sharpie pen. And then what I like to do, I have my shish kebab skewer, and I'm sure I've showed this to you guys before. I'll heat up the end, and like with a lighter or whatever, just heat up the end. And then I take my, let me get the black one. I think it shows up better. Okay. I take the black, I take the tea light and the shish kebab, and as the end is heated, and I'll poke some holes in it. Just poke the holes in it. Then I will take my intention oil, whatever oil I want to dress it with, and I'll take my dropper usually, and I'll put it in the oil, and then I'll drop a drop of oil in each of the holes of the tea light. Then I will take an herb, if I want to use herbs, which is my second choice. Fires first, herbs next. And I will either take just a small little pinch, put that in the hole that I poked, and I'll push the herb down into the hole, or I might just sprinkle the herb on top of my tea light. So again, I'm still dressing my tea lights. I'm doing the same thing with my votives. The votives, you can carve on the bottom of the votive, right here. You can carve a sigil, your intention. You can write all over them, carve all over them, and you can do the same thing. Melt your holes, drop your oils, put some herbs on it. If you dress, if you take the oil and you put it in your hand, and you take your votive and you either go up or down, whatever it is that you're doing, and you have oil on it, you can, it doesn't stick very well, roll it in the herbs. Sometimes powder really works better when you do that, or else you need to dip these in a hot wax, or sometimes I'll melt wax with my working candle. I'll just put some drops of wax on there and have the herbs stick to it. So same thing with that. Yeah, or, oh, I left them, or even the chime candles, the little small, thin, little ritual candles. I don't have them. You can do the same thing. If you're using 2 different colors, one is for cleansing and releasing and letting go, or whatever you're using the one color for, which black usually that's what it's for, sometimes protection, and then whatever other color. So if you're using, say we're using orange, creativity, movement, you know, that kind of thing, whatever energy, success, that sort of thing. So you can do the same thing with the chimes. You can carve into it, dress it with your oil, roll it in the herbs, whatever you want. All right. So this is what we're going to do, and I'm just going to show you this part. So let me see if I can get this down. Oh yeah, that works. Okay. So again, remember, this is the pretend double action. Instead of white and black, it's black and orange. Black and orange. Remember, I pretended to cut the top off, which is down here now. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, one second, the working candle, and you can do it either way. You can either light your working candle, and I've showed you this before in videos, and you can just drip your candle wax into the bottom of your bowl. So you'll have a little pile of wax there, and then you can stick your candle in that. And then it stays. The other thing that you can do is you can just take your lighter and not melt, but yeah, sort of melt, kind of get this hot and waxy, the very bottom of it, and stick that as well. I find that dripping the wax works a little bit better for me than trying to heat the base of the candle up and sticking it. But either way it works. All right. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is, pardon my water bottle. And remember, I've dressed this, I've, you know, put my oils on it. And for my oils, I didn't tell you my oils, right? For my oils, remember, halfway up is black, halfway down is orange, and it's all been carved with my intention or whatever. I'm going to take rue, and the rue oil, I'm not going to put it on here because I'm going to use this candle, I have two of them, for something else. I'm going to, before you wax it down, it's easier. So I'll rub. You can either rub up or you can rub down halfway, depending on what it is that you're trying to do. This is black, so are you trying to let it go, remove, or are you trying to protect what's down here? Either way, make sure you do your wick. I always do that. And then for the bottom part of my candle, which is, in this case, it's orange. In this case, it would be the white. So I would have my black, and then I'd have my white, black and white. And I'm going to use sage and cedar because sage cleanses, purifies, and the cedar brings, and the reason I'm using the sage, even though I use the rue here for cleansing and purifying and removing, you know, those energies that aren't serving, the sage, I'm just literally cleansing my candle, if that makes sense. I'm not, and it will work also for your energy, but I just want the candle to be cleansed as well. But the cedar adds that kind of that positive vibe to it. The cedar draws in positive energy and all of that. So if I want success, that's what I'm trying to do, right? If I want some creativity and, you know, I'm starting a new project or whatever, I want to let go of old stagnation and bring about new, you know, creativity and all of that. So you're going to put your oils on there as well. All right, so this is already dressed with my oils, but no herbs. I'm going to take my water, pardon my water bottle, and I'm going to you don't have to put a lot. I'm going to put some water in there because water is a good source of scrying, which is like a mirror. We are reflecting. It is, and as is the mirror, self-reflection. So there you go. You have self-reflection in the mirror. You also have the mirror, which is acting as the generator for this energy. Then you have your water in your bowl, which acts as a mirror, a water mirror, if you will. It is a reflection of self, a reflection of shadow, which you're trying to get rid of. If we don't get rid of this old ways of thinking, these old patterns, because maybe someone told you that, you know, you're not good enough to have, or you've tried a couple of times to start a project and it didn't work out, and you know, people are, oh, you don't have what it takes and all of that stuff. So you start to lose this self-esteem, and that's a shadow. I want success. I want creativity. So I've already started to burn this. That's releasing. And then this is the creativity, the success that I want. And that is all about releasing the shadow and allowing the self to be reflecting, that self-reflection. But I'm going to add herbs because I work with herbs. Now, I have chosen mandrake because mandrake root is, this is a good, I love this so much. It's good. It helps keep things hidden. Now, when I first thought about that, I thought keep things hidden. That means the shadow being hidden. But no, that isn't what it means. When we look at this one is the other thing that I'm using, which is devil's claw root. And devil's claw root is good for, it confuses unwanted energy. It confuses that energy. Okay, so remember that. And then I'm using, oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. It's the hawthorn leaf that I'm using because it is good for manifestation, and it's excellent, excellent, excellent for journey work. And I cannot emphasize enough that when I do this process, this is similar to what I actually do. Journey work is a tremendous form of shadow work and self-reflection, going within, finding those things that are hidden. Do the journey, find the things that are hidden, those secret things that are hidden, which is in the shadow, and getting rid of that unwanted energy. It confuses the unwanted energy. The other thing is usually with the hawthorn leaf, I have hawthorn needles that a dear, dear friend, bless her heart, love her, and I hope she's looking down at me and rolling her eyes. She has passed many years ago. She gave me some hawthorn needles, and I use those for my carving. And I'm sure she laughs at that, but she gets me. So yeah, so all of that. So then I'm going to just take the herbs, and I'm going to say this is the hawthorn leaf. This is for the journey work. May I be able to find the shadow that is preventing me from moving forward in my success. Remember, my creativity and my success. May it, oops, let's use the mandrake. May it remove and open the doors to those things. I can't open this bag. Remove and open the doors to those things that are hidden, And then the Devil's Claw, which is to confuse the energy. And normally I'm going to either go clockwise or counterclockwise with my herbs. I'm not going to scatter it like I just did. I just did that because everything is real close right here and I didn't want to knock my candle over. And then I just say a few words, like exactly what it is that I want, that, you know, to do this journey, that may I find the hidden secret of that shadow work. Now, I would like to work with a key, which I usually do, and I don't have those either. Down here, they're upstairs on my altar, because that unlocks. And a lot of my students know, my friends know that I use comfrey root for, not comfrey root, sorry. Chicory root. Chicory root for opening doors. And so when I'm doing this, I usually work with Ganesh, who is a remover of obstacles, removes those hidden secrets, opens the keys, opens the door, unlocks the door to those hidden secrets, and lets that shadow go, and brings in those things that I'm trying to manifest. I light my candle and then I'll just sit there with it for a minute. So that is what I do for some shadow work. Sorry guys, I keep knocking you over. There we go. That is a simple shadow work, spell work that you can do, or manifestation work that you can do, and you can do it with your double action candle. It does not, the only thing that might, some people, I'm okay with any color, honestly, because it is about your intention. And I think that, you know, when you're new, if you're just starting out, I think it is maybe important to really work with your colors and start to understand their properties and all of that. But I think once you get going and once you've had a little bit of experience and stuff, then it really doesn't matter about the color, because I have done some healings and some other things where I didn't have the right color candle right here handy, and I've just had to use white. When all else fails, I use white. But you can really use any color as long as your mindset and your manifestation is what it is. It always helps if you use the right colors and the right herbs. Absolutely, it does. But just remember, your, you know, if you're looking for black over a color and you can't find it because the color on top has a point, cut that off. Do the work. Whittle a new point. Set your candle, dress it, do all the things, light it, and remove that shadow, or at least don't let the shadow rule you. And that's it, I think. Hope you enjoyed everything today. It was long as always. And so, but you know, sometimes this work takes time, and sometimes you have to think it out. You have to really think out your work. You have to think out what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. And for me, I got to the point where I just really didn't like feeling like the underdog. I think, you know, with the friends that I had, once I started becoming myself, they started disappearing, because, you know, because now I'm this. What they didn't know is that I was always this. I just had a mask on, and I was conforming to what they wanted me to be. I am still the same person. I'm still the smart alecky dumb girl in our group, but they act very differently towards me now. So maybe they're afraid of me. Oh my goodness. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this, and good luck to you on your work. Start with something very mundane. Don't be afraid. If you don't want to do this whole thing, you can do a taper. But if you want to do a double thing, you remember you can use votives, you can use the tea lights, or you can use the little 4-inch, little skinny chime candles. Um, these burn pretty quickly. Um, that's a long time. I'm actually not going to use that until I talk to my mentor. I have some other questions for him, and about the burn time actually. So yeah, I'll let you know when I get that answer. So anyway, all right, okay, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Um, yeah, take care, be kind, and see you next time. Love you.